Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Reality back from the crypt, and I'm here with psychic medium Liz Cross. Liz, thanks for having me on your show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, well, thank you. We are so glad you're back. Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad you're on the road to recovery.
I am. So I'm on the road to mending, and that's going to take some time. I don't have medical insurance, and so any little bit that you can donate to ko-fi.com/reality forecast, whether it's $1, $2, $5, I sincerely appreciate it because it's going to be a long road to get these things paid for with I got a new hip, by the way. I don't know if anyone knows this, but in an offline reading, Liz Cross said to me, "You're going to need a new hip." And I thought, preposterous. And yet, here we are, probably 2 months after you said that, and I have a new hip. So, a hit for you as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm just glad you're doing better. You scared us there for a while. Oh my gosh, please don't do that to us again.
Well, thank you very much. And again, thank you to all the well wishes. Thank you to everybody that contacted me. And if you want to donate, and if you can't donate, that's perfectly okay. If you just want to send me a note there, that's fine too. But I'd love to hear from you, and I appreciate all the donations that come up. So thank you. It's ko-fi.com/reality forecast. And again, I appreciate it very much. So this happened this morning, and you texted me to list about the Pope Francis, and he passed away just after Easter at 88 years old, first Latin American Pope. And we've done him in the past. And I wanted to know if you can bring in the hologram of the Pope so we can ask him a couple of questions.
Oh yeah, he's here. He's here.
So, did you sense your passing? You'd been ill for a number of weeks. Did you know that it was coming? And how soon did that knowledge come to you?
Did you know that you were going to pass? No, he thought he was in recovery. He did feel tired and low energy, but he thought he was still hanging on and going strong.
And so, how did that moment of death feel to you?
How did that moment of death feel to you? He felt very light, he says. Did you know that you were leaving your body? Oh, yes, he was well aware. And did you look back on your body? He did. And he said thank you to his body. What did you say thank you for? For bringing me through this life. So you gave gratitude to the body. He did give gratitude to the body.
Did he pass through a tunnel of light or darkness or colors or pyramid or prismatic imagery?
Ooh, what did you see? Was it the? Yeah, he saw the tunnel there waiting for him, but because he's so faithful to the kingdom of heaven, is what he's telling me. He was allowed to have a few moments before he went into that tunnel. A
Hmm.
lot of times the force in the tunnel is really strong that you don't have time to hang around that much. Like you quickly see and then you go. But because he was so faithful, there was no, I'm going to dodge the tunnel. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go that way.
No,
I'm
right.
not going to go into the tunnel. He says, though, he was happy to go into the tunnel. He welcomed that tunnel with open arms.
Can you share with us the imagery inside the tunnel and the duration of the tunnel passage?
Mm. What was the imagery inside? It was just pure white light. And was it blinding? Yes, it's often very blinding. And his heart, he says, that love feeling was just so full of love. He was excited as he was going through the tunnel. Were you excited about getting to the other side? Oh, he was so happy to be leaving. And what was the rest of that question? I'm sorry.
I was just curious about how long it took to go through the tunnel,
Hmm.
and at what point in that passage did he reclaim memories of his past incarnations? Was it in the tunnel or after he got out of the tunnel?
Ooh, how long did it take in the tunnel? About 1 to 2 hours, he believes. And at that point, did you lose all sense of time and space? Yes, immediately that sense of time and space evaporates. And when did you remember who you were? Was that in the tunnel? No, when he came out the other side.
And what was that wash of memory like for him and his soul?
What was that wash of memory like for? I'm home. Now, he was actually greeted by other past popes on the other side.
And we've got a list of popes here. It's a long list of popes. And how many popes came to see him?
How many popes came to see you? Four.
And what was that greeting in that moment like? What did they discuss? I mean, it was Holy Week and for Easter, and he hung on just for Easter. So, what was that conversation like with the other popes? There've been lots of popes, 200 and
Wow. Wow, that's a
this is
lot.
the
Um,
256th pope.
mm, so what was that like, that reunion? It was you made it. It was you made it. And did you know them in past lives? Oh yeah, he's known them all before. And was there anybody from your family there? His mother. His mother was there. And what was the conversation? It was really welcome home. You did a great job.
Is there any bias or like negativity that comes through from people when you're on the other side? Do they judge you or do they pass judgment upon you? Or is it all accolades and, hey, you did a great job? Because we say that to people sometimes when we don't mean it, right?
Was there any bias on the other side? Well, I mean, yes, of course. What about all of your accolades and your achievements? I mean, he let those go. It was like all of that washed away. It was, I'm here in the here and now in the kingdom of heaven. I did my job, what I was supposed to do. I remained true and faithful. And this was just home for him.
Was there a life review or then a discussion after you talked to your mother and these other popes? What was the next stage of that you're in the kingdom of heaven
Hmm.
passage?
What was the next stage? He's still waiting for his life review. So
Oh,
that's coming, I believe, later on today. What is the next step at the moment? Just getting acclimatized to being in the spirit world, seeing old soulmates, past life friends, just readjusting to being there. He's being treated very well. Do you have any regrets? No. At the moment, no. Now, this is very early on. You know, it is kind of euphoric when you first get there. So we'll probably have to do a part two and a part three.
okay.
But definitely, mm-hmm.
Were there any experiences that you had, spiritual experiences as St. Francis that you never shared with anybody that you could share with us?
Spiritual experiences. Oh, plenty. He used to see a lot of ghosts and spirits. What else did you have that happen to you? He believes that he had a direct line to God and that he could hear God's word a lot of time, especially when it came to decision making.
And were those direct channels from God, or were they other sources that, we've uncovered that maybe had a line and a false line to him?
Ooh, were those direct channels from God? No, they weren't direct. That was a good question. They weren't direct channels from God. They were actually direct channeled communications from his soul.
Oh, how
Mm.
many incarnations memory can a soul hold on to?
How many incarnations memory gives? As many as it wants. Mm.
Um, how are souls organized on the other side? Is it by incarnation numbers? Is it by belief systems? Is it by geographical or political or religious ideologies?
How are souls? That's a good question. How are souls organized on the other side? By frequency. Now, I feel, are you at a high I feel he's at a high frequency, right? So
Hmm.
his experience of heaven or spirit world is, very loving, more white light. I mean, this is what he lived for, right? To go home.
Sure. But the separation of people and I mean souls, orbs or barcodes, whatever you want to call them, do they intermingle up there, or is there like segregation among like we'd have down here, like religious ideologies and different low vibration soul groups?
Ooh. Oh, do we have segregation up there? No, there's no segregation. You can, uh, mingle. None of that matters. What about religion? Does that matter? No, no, that's a man-made construct, okay?
Well, everyone's
Uh,
poor up there, right? But he was known as the poor uh, papal office. He mingled with the poor. And so is he going to help lower vibration groups up there try to raise their vibration? What's his next step in the afterlife?
going to like mingle with the lower vibrational group. Oh, yes. Well, he's going to give a lot of lectures, inspirational lectures about his lifetime as the Pope. Hopefully, it will inspire people to live in the light. He doesn't really see the need to have so much darkness in the soul, have so many traumatic experiences here on the earth plane. And he tries to educate souls that now we've all been saying that, and I'm glad that he is trying to do that. I think a lot of times, certainly from all the probes that we've done and the channelings and the CTT sessions, we're finding out that littering our lifetimes with very traumatic circumstances is not for our optimum benefit. And he found that out a long time ago. So that's kind of what he's trying to promote up there. Now, how long will it be? How long will you be doing this for? Oh, a good 100 or 200 years.
Are there other popes on the pulpit preaching similar things or different claims? And what's that attendance like?
Other popes out there doing the same thing. Yes, I feel like there's a group of them. And it's slim. That attendance is slim, right? Because they're more souls, he says, are more interested in exacerbating the trauma and the suffering in order to, they believe, to expedite the reincarnation process, right? So again, they're not humble, he says. Humble souls know their limits and their limitations, and they respect those limitations. He is saying that souls that need to learn, and they will learn, those souls are the ones that face these incredible challenges and they take on too much. So part of his, now education or educating souls in the spirit world is you can take it easy and you can still reach optimum ascension.
It's an interesting point. I wondered about what you can do on the other side. So listening to lectures is one thing, but how can you advance your soul in the God plane versus on the earth plane?
Can you advance your soul in the God plane versus the earth plane? Well, it's all about planning at this stage, which we get all the time. He is also providing another consistency in that answer. It's about exercising your rights and your ability to plan properly, think things out thoroughly instead of making really slapdash soul contracts and decisions about your lifetimes.
Is there a good gauge of good and evil or the good things you've done versus the evil things you've done? I know you can't hide what you've done when you're up there and you're a soul. So, do people have judgment against negative things you've done while on the earth plane while you're up there? Not for him, but for other souls specifically. Because, I mean, he's the Pope, probably didn't do many bad things. But for other people, murderers down here, lifers, people that die. Is there judgment from that side?
Is there judgment for this? Zero judgment. Zero. Now, that, what is religion all about? It's all about you will be judged, right? You will be judged. You're going to face judgment. And yet we keep finding time and time again, there's zero judgment. So let's ask this question. Why does religion use judgment as like its big stronghold over the population? It's a way to force control
At what
and
point did that
obedience.
change? And in what century did that change? Or has it always been that way?
Has it always been that way? No, it hasn't always been that way. But it was about controlling the masses. He says when religion became political, but I'm like, that was the start of politics, was it not? Religion? He says, yes, absolutely. And when they found that people were easily controlled by religion and by religious beliefs, and it created obedience, fear, guilt, he says, and it got people to tithe and expand the consciousness, the ideology of religion. He says that's when it really took off. Oh, this works. He says this works. Judgment, you will be judged. Sinners, is there any such thing as sin? No, no such thing, he says.
I was trying to remember, and I think it was Boniface the Second, or maybe John the Second, in 533, when the church officially came out and rejected reincarnation during the Second Council of Constantinople. So, was that a pivotal shift in the way the church was managed, or had it been done before that?
The church rejected reincarnation. Yes. Why? Was that a pivotal shift? Yes. This idea that you would have other chances. They want you to believe that this is your one and only chance on earth. Now, for a lot of people, okay, it makes you do your best and try your best whilst you are here. It motivates you. I've only got one chance. You've only got one life, right? They stamped out that idea of reincarnation, which reincarnation had been the ancient philosophies, the ancient religion. So they needed to make it so it counted here in the now.
Does he know who the next pope's going to be?
Do you know who the next pope is going to be? Yes.
All right, we'll save that for part two. Uh, I wanted to. Um, What wounds did he carry with him when he came down to the earth plane? And have those been healed since he's gone up into the God plane?
Did you carry with you on the earth plane? He, he has this guilt. Isn't that the basis of the Catholic religion? Yes, this
Why?
guilt, guilt,
What's the
guilt, and
origin?
yeah, guilt, guilt, and more guilt. Why is that? Do you think that that's a successful approach? No, it's unsuccessful. And in fact, he says if they're not careful, it will be the death of Catholicism. People are not buying the guilt anymore. There's too much information, there's too many options. They're not going to feel guilty over their choices. Is that because we're experiencing less empathy with the introduction and now going into the information age? Yes, yes, it is. So it's hard to enforce that guilt upon people anymore.
Are there any planes of hell that bad souls go to?
Mm. Are there any planes of hell that bad souls go to? No.
Are there any re-education camps that bad souls, maybe murderous souls, go to?
Are there any re-education camps or classes or lectures or the bad souls go to? Yes, after they have the life review, so is the life review all about the karmic debt that you've created? Mostly. So if you want to put it in technical terms, the life review, when you've made someone feel negative, right? Is that what it's basically about? How you make the other person or people feel? Absolutely. And so it's exposing the karmic debt that you've created? Yes.
Hmm. Does he think, or how many incarnations has he had as a male and a female? Can you break that down in percentages for us?
Male. 70% male and uh yeah, 30% female. And
Is
he's
there
had some lifetimes where he was LGBTQ, but he had to hide that. Well, did you have to hide it because of the religion? Yes.
have there been
Did
there's
you,
been some rumors? Go ahead.
sorry, did you have that issue in this lifetime? No.
There have been some rumors that there have been female popes or women pretended to be male to be popes. Can he say assuredly whether or not that's happened throughout the last 255 popes?
Have we ever had that before? No, no, those are rumors. Will
Oh.
we ever have a female pope? Not for a long time.
So, what stems from this guilt? Is there like a previous incarnation he had where he's carried along all this guilt and it's a karmic debt? I mean, he still has it and he's the Pope. So, you got to figure why does the Pope still have guilt? Where did it come from? And how can he release it?
Why does the pope still have guilt? That's attached to karmic debt. And how can you release it? Self-love, which is, that's the basis for everything. The ultimate foundation is self-love. So where does this stem from, this guilt? Now, this goes back into a lifetime when he was an animal and he was quite mean. I'm looking at a bird lifetime, very, very typical bird, aquatic animal, reptile lifetime, but this is where he was a bird, and he was very mean to one of, I think in modern day times or in more recent lifetimes, a sibling. They never get along, and he injured this bird, this other bird, and he always felt bad about that because his mother in that lifetime, Mother Bird, had told him off, and he actually killed that bird in that lifetime. He does have some sort of ongoing sibling rivalry, which keeps the guilt alive.
How do birds talk to each other? Is it telepathy or is it squawking or is there a language? I'm
Hmm.
curious.
How do birds talk to each other? They have their own language. It's usually through different sounds. And so, how did you know that, like when your mother was telling you off about how you killed this bird? She was loud squawking, yes. But do you feel those emotions more strongly as a human or as a bird? So in that lifetime, he felt those emotions very strongly, and his mother never forgave him for killing one of his siblings. And so then did you end up in like this tit for tat scenario? I'll kill you in one lifetime. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Even into the human lifetimes. These siblings are at each other's throat.
Is the bird mother in his soul family now, or is she drifted off and splintered into another soul group?
Mm. No, she's still here now.
Wow. And is that the mother that greeted him when he came to the other side?
Is that the mother that? Yes.
And does she still harbor that animus or that sense towards him that he just hasn't let go of?
Does she? No, it's just a karmic debt that has attached itself to him, and he has to figure out how to stop this negative karmic cycle. Now, I just quickly looked to see his siblings in this lifetime, And I'm asking him which sibling is it in this lifetime, and it's this female sibling, Maria Elena. They are at each other's throats. They were very competitive in this lifetime, always telling on one another. It just, these two do not get along. So this is where that karmic debt is.
And how does Maria? I think Maria is alive still. She thinks she might still be. I don't know if she's still alive or not, but probably. Yeah, had one sister still alive, Maria Elena Borgio. Revealed she hoped he wouldn't be chosen as pope, and I was praying for him not to be reelected. She said because I didn't want my brother to be in that position. So has she
Ugh,
forgiven him, or does she still have this kind of like bias that she's held on to that she doesn't know about from the bird life?
okay, that's a hit for Liz Cross right there. Wow. So she didn't want you to be Pope. No, she hates his guts. No, that was all smoke and mirrors. Oh, I don't want him to have that responsibility. That's rubbish. She hates him.
And she just doesn't know why she hates him, or it's that karmic debt that, I don't know how many hundreds and tens of thousands of years ago, but millions maybe.
Does she know why? Yeah, they just never, this clash of personalities. Some siblings just do not get along. There's a lot of jealousy there. Boys seem to be more favored than girls, it feels. And yeah, so there was a lot of jealousy, a lot of fighting, a lot of uh tattletelling. Yeah.
And is this, I mean, that's a long time for a soul group, right? It's kind of abnormal
Mhm.
to have a soul group that is with you from your bird life to your next incarnation, whether that's mammal or whatever, and then horses and whatever, and then humans. Isn't that abnormal to stay with that soul group for that long?
Isn't that abnormal to stay? No, no, it's perfectly acceptable. Um, so are you going to be there to greet her when no, the mother will when she crosses over into spirit. I don't feel she's very well.
Yeah. He was the oldest of five children and three brothers, one sister. And so Marina Elena, how can they heal that bond? Because let's discuss how we hold on to that. That's a hell of a long time for a karmic debt and to hate your sibling. So, is there any healing up there, or does it have to be done while we're on the earth plane?
Is there any healing up there? No, it has to be down here on the earth plane. So how are you going to heal this? I mean, look, on a soul level, they don't actually hate one another, right? They love each other so much on a soul level that they just choose to live out this karmic debt so that they can grow and gain knowledge and wisdom and life lessons from this karmic debt. But I'm saying, isn't this getting a bit old now? Yes, it is. So how are you going to heal it? And I feel that she is very, very stuck, and he wants to heal this, but it's this thing, again, now it's going to be her turn. So is she going to come back as a male in the next lifetime? Yes, most likely. And is she going to be Pope? No.
I mean, if you can't forgive your brother, who's the literal pope, what chance is there for any resolution at any point in the future?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But so many siblings. I find it to be very rare that siblings actually get along with one another. It's rare to me, especially with all the readings that I do. It's like, oh, you do get along with your sister or your brother. Wow, that's great. Because most of the time, let's ask him, why is that? It's just rivalry, competitiveness. It also stems from circumstances in the home, jealousy, wanting to be better. I mean, we are competitive by nature. So, did your mother encourage competition in the home? No, she was very much against it. She was very much for family, unity in the home. It just sometimes these things happen, no matter what. Was it simply a clash of personalities? In this case, yes, it was. And jealousy, extreme jealousy. He was very favored in their family.
What's it going to take to accept the apology and then grow? Because I feel like this karmic collapse or this karmic wall is preventing, well, the Pope, I mean, he got to be Pope like 3 times, but his sister, and what's it gonna take to get over this anger, this animus, this hatred towards one another?
What is it going to take to get over this karmic soul contract? Self-forgiveness, but more so coming from her instead of him.
Wow. Well, this has been a great probe, Liz. I want to thank you very much. I
Mm.
wanted to thank everybody out there. We'll get to the Pope again after he's had a chance for his life review. And I just wanted to remind you again, thanks to everybody who's given me a BLT here at ko-fi.com/reality forecast. And please drop a thumbs up and a thanks and a ring the bell to let you know when Liz Cross does other videos with her great interviewers like Mr. Shakespeare, Mr. Photon, and others. And Liz, thanks for having me back. I missed you. Thanks for all your well wishes and appreciate everybody out there. It's good to be back home.
Oh, well, thank you. We're just so glad you're back. Seriously, you scared us. Don't do that. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Pope. Sayonara, he says.